Before we get started with the video today, guys, I want to let you viewers out there know that only a small fraction of you guys currently watching are actually subscribed to my channel, so make sure to smash that subscribe button for instant updates about videos that I release and other announcements, and also smash that like button to help my channel out. Enjoy the video. Yo, what is up guys? It is Samool here, back with another Epic 7 YouTube video, and today I'm going to be showcasing and reviewing the limited banner that's coming after the Tenebria banner that's running right now, and that limited unit is going to be Landy. Now, the Tenebria banner will end in about 2 or 3 days, I think, after this video's release, and then Landy's banner will be up with Luna's alongside it. And I'm sure you guys have heard a lot of people, including myself, say that Landy is a must pull, and most people's reasoning is that she's super strong in PvP, but I'm here to tell you that she's also super strong in PvE. A lot of people ask me, is she good in PvE? The answer is yes, she's very strong. She's even, I think she's OP for PvE as well. So I'm going to go over what content she's strong in and the stats you want to run on her. But yeah, to get started, in PvE, you can use her in 2 expeditions. You can use her in Ice and Dark. You can also use her in basically all of Hell Raid besides maybe the Fire boss. You can use her in Abyss as your single target DPS. You can use her in normal Banshee runs. You can use her in Katie's Hunt. You can use her in Azmonak. So many areas of content, guys. Now, obviously, she's not able to be used in every area of content for PvE, but all the hard areas of content like Hell Raid, Expedition, and Abyss are basically really easy for her because she has no debuffs on her skills. She has ramping attack buff in her S2, and she has CR push for her team and speed buff, which is a very, very powerful buff, especially for PvE, and defense pen. And once you start fighting harder bosses, you'll notice that they have a lot of defense and they don't take as much damage. So very, very strong in PvE. And in PvP, I'm sure you guys already know, she is very strong. She's always been strong since her buffs. She's S tier in my opinion. In RTA, she's very strong, very highly contested. In offense teams for both Guild Wars and Arena, she's very strong in Bruiser comps, where if you protect her with like Knights and Soul Weavers, she can just melt teams by herself with her S3 and her ramping damage. And she's also getting cleaved comps for offense. Some people run her really, really fast, but you'll see mine is the Bruiser variant, but some people run her at like 260, 270 speed and have her CR push her team and, you know, chunk some damage that way. You can even soul burn off the opener if they have enough immunity, you know, buffs or barriers on their side, and get 2 S3s off the CR push and do a lot of damage that way. But you don't really see too much of that, but it is still very strong. And on defense for Guild Wars and Arena, she's just super annoying. There's so many different builds out there. There's no like one Landy build. Everyone runs different builds with different stat benchmarks. You never know what you're fighting against on defense when there's a Landy, and she's just really annoying to deal with because of her stealth that she gets from Guiding Light, which is her best artifact. Now for PvP, for standard Bruiser builds, you're going to want to run her on something like my build. You can drop like some health for some defense or like some attack for crit damage, but generally you want to aim for about 3k attack, 250 crit damage with 100% crit chance, and then everything else will go into speed and bulk. Now, I recommend getting her to at least 200 speed so she can cycle pretty fast. And also, you're going to want to get her decently tanky enough to survive, because her biggest issue is surviving. Damage is never an issue, even if you don't have super crazy attack stats. You just really want her to be at least like 1k defense, 14k HP, so she's allowed to survive. And if you bring a lot of supports with her, it'll make her even tankier. Now, the reason why I say you want her to be decently fast is because her S1 is going to CR push herself by 30% if they're buffed and you attack someone that's buffed, so you cycle really fast on Landy and just makes her a very, very powerful threat. Now, just to go over her skills real quick in case you guys didn't know, so her S3 is an AoE attack. It gives everyone speed buff, which is very, very strong. It also CR pushes them, and when your Fighting Spirit is full, she uses Fighting Spirit, which is like a bar under her that goes from 0 to 100, similar to Ravi. It'll use it all, and then it'll penetrate the target's defense by 50%. So defense penetration in this game is crazy strong. It makes you do so much damage. And keep in mind, Landy's S2 will ramp up her attack every single time she attacks. So when it gets to fully stacked, like, it does so much damage. Her S3 also doesn't trigger counterattacks, so she's very good in this meta where you're fighting a lot of counterattack units like Violet and Ramp, right? You can also soul burn this, like I said, to get an extra turn. So what people will do is, if you have a Toggle Householder with her, you can S3 at the start of the battle, and if you soul burn it and you get that 100 Fighting Spirit, because they have so many buffs on their side, like barrier and like FCC barrier and immunity, you can actually get an extra turn right after and get the, you know, enhanced S3. So you get 2 S3s off, and you can basically just win the fight off that. Now our S2 I've mentioned quite a bit already, but it is going to be an attack stacking buff similar to Sylvan. Also, what will happen is that every buff on the enemy side when Landy takes a turn will grant her 10 Fighting Spirit. And when Fighting Spirit is full, it'll reset skill cooldown, which is basically your S3. So you can, like I said, soul burn S3, and if they have enough buffs, you get 100 Fighting Spirit, and then your S3 is up again. And then I showed you guys already, but her S1 is just a CR push on herself. It does a pretty decent amount of damage when your S2 is fully stacked. Her attack gets super high, and then basically you get double the CR and Fighting Spirit gain. You get 40 instead of 20 Fighting Spirit, and 30% CR instead of 15 if you attack an enemy that's buffed. So you should primarily aim to attack units that are buffed if you're not trying to snipe out units. Now for PvE though, guys, for stats, you're going to want to run her at, just like full damage. You don't need too much bulk. Just aim for like 200% or 200 speed, 100% crit chance, and then like as much attack and crit damage as you can. And I'd say like maybe like 10k HP is fine, and you should be okay. Now let me go over gear that I have her on real quick. So I'm just gonna go over this really quick, and you guys can pause the video and just check out the pieces one by one if you're curious, because I know a lot of people are always curious about pieces that I'm using. My pieces are okay. Actually, they're pretty decent. The only thing is I need to gem out this effect resist for probably crit or attack here, or speed even. But yeah, for artifact, guys, for PvP, there's a lot of options. Also, like, it really depends on what set you want to run as well. So there's two variants of Landy builds in terms of sets. You'll see speed set, immunity set. Immunity is always a staple in PvP, and you'll also see like a counter set immunity set. So on counter set, you're gonna want to run Bloodstone if you have it. Basically, every time you counter, you'll heal. It's very, very strong, and you'll want to make her a little bit more tanky, right? So you can drop the speed a bit to make her a little bit more tanky. That way she'll, when she counters, she CR pushes herself anyways, and she'll be healing a lot more with Bloodstone, and she actually heals quite a bit. Now, if you're running the speed set, which is way more common, you're going to want to run Guiding Light if you have it. This gives her stealth, and since she has an extra turn soul burn mechanic, you can actually, soul burn her S3 and get extra chances to proc the stealth. And this just makes her survive because she won't really take turn 1 because you don't build her super fast. So it's very important to have, and it also gives you an extra buff that they have to strip if they have an opener that strips buffs. Now, if you don't have Guiding Light, which is very likely because Guiding Light ran, I think, last spring or last winter even, so you guys are probably going to have Landy without her, and you want to use her in PvP. You can use Wall of Order if you're cleaving, but otherwise you're going to want to use something like Proof of Valor is really good on her. You can even use Symbol of Unity for more damage. But yeah, I'd say use Proof of Valor. You want something to make her more tanky. Her artifacts need to help her survive, basically. That's the best way to use your artifact slot on Landy instead of damage, because she does crazy damage even though you don't have crazy damage stats because of her S2. And the more you use her, you'll realize, wow, the biggest problem that she has is surviving, not really doing damage. So yeah, her imprints also, for herself, her concentration is attack, so it's pretty decent, and then the team is effect resist, so obviously you're going to want to use the attack one. I'm probably going to aim to SS this, like triple S it when her banner comes out again, because yeah, she is a crazy strong unit, guys, and I really, really recommend pulling her. I cannot stress this enough how OP she is. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the arena and RTA showcase. I'm not going to showcase her in PvE, guys. That's kind of boring, I think, and it's a lot different when I use her because my gear is obviously a lot better than newer players. But you'll see when you test her out in PvE, like you'll see after like 2 or 3 like Hell Raid runs how freaking broken she is. So let me find an arena offense battle real quick. So I have an RTA match for you guys now. This comp is pretty tanky, and you'll see that Landy is just super strong against tanks. The only problem is going to be Kayron for her, but I do have enough CC, I think, to lock him down with the Blind from Rem and G-Purge Provoke, and even S10A Stun, which I'm planning to do. And I get the lucky counter on him, so I should be able to proc his immortality, and then Landy's just going to kind of go off here.
Who let these guys off their leashes?
Yeah, Landy is very strong against like Crow. Crow's one of the most, if not the most picked knight in RTA, and you'll see him a lot all the time in Guild Wars, just because he puts up that defense buff on everyone, but Landy penetrates defense, right? And she benefits from the enemy getting buffs. So you'll see right here, I can actually S2 twice. If I soul run this, you'll see what happens. Get the S2, not S2, S3. And then since I have full fighting spirit, because what's it called? It procced from getting it to 100, I can actually use it again. So you just instantly push your team up all the way, right? Basically by doing this. And you see how much damage I did on the Crow? The Crow didn't take a single turn yet. And this is basically all Landy's damage. And well, that's pretty much the game here. This is like champion. I'd say like 2100 points in championish. So it's not low rank by any means. It's not super high either, but yeah, Landy's going to help you a lot in PvP, trust me. She is going to be... I pick her basically like all the time because I like using her. And definitely she's very strong. You can definitely feel it. And I'd say she's definitely even stronger in arena offense and Guild Wars offense because you already know what the defenses are that you're fighting. And I don't know why this guy's not surrendering. He's being nice and letting me showcase Landy all the way.
Not bad. For Felicia.
You see why Guiding Light's really good though. You see she's like hiding in stealth. Guiding Light is like pretty broken artifact on her. It gives Landy so much survivability because she can't be targeted. It makes it kind of similar to Spectre Tenebria. So, very important artifact to get once the banner comes around for it. Otherwise you can use Proof of Valor and just make her tanky. Yeah, let's see how much this S3 does. 6k on a pretty tanky Delibit. Times 4 units, that's like 25k damage basically. So 2,043 points. I'll come back with another RTA battle real quick. So here we have another RTA battle. Kind of a similar comp to what I had before, but the enemy comp's a lot more different. I guess it's pretty similar though, because still a Bruiser comp, but now we're facing a Carrot, which is very, very strong against Landy. So I want to see if my Landy can survive, but most likely she'll die. So in the scenarios where you're against a Carrot, you don't really want to pick her, or you want to ban her. But there are chances that you can win, but kind of doubt it here, right? So you're going to see that she's just going to Soul Burn with Carrot's S3, and pretty much just one-shot my Landy here. Once I get lucky, and it doesn't strip my immunity, or even my stealth. I guess it'll always take away my stealth though, because it's going to do damage through my barrier. And I did get lucky here, and my immunity did stay on, and my stealth stayed on, so we are in good shape. And the unlucky dual attack for him. So here if I had souls, it's an easy soul burn, but you'll see on my first turn I literally have the, what's it called? The improved S3 with Fighting Spirit. So very good against buff heavy comps like DN and Crow. So that did so much damage off the start of the battle, right? Now one of my units will fall here. I think he's gonna go for my Rem if he's smart. But let's hope he's not smart, because I do think him going for Landy is bad for the showcase obviously, but if Landy survives then I mean if Rem survives then it's way easier for me to win. He's gonna pop my skill nully here and then go for Rem though.
If you're ready, let's go.
There's no chance either of my DPS live this, so he's gonna go for Rem. Yep, makes sense. That is the correct play, but you'll see like, look, my Landy has it again. So I have to pray this hits on like Crow and DN here. It's not gonna hit on Carrot ever because I'm blinded. So I do hit on DN.
I believe this is what the goddess
but she will barrier.
My goddess.
So my plan here is to get super... Actually, I don't even need to get super lucky because my Guiding Light procced on my Landy. So I'm going to try to provoke someone here. I don't think I'll get a provoke off though, because I am blinded on my tanks that can provoke. Yeah, so they both missed. But I do get another improved S2, and actually if I had souls, I could actually S2 or S3 twice. I don't know why I keep saying S2. Because Landy's cost 20 souls.
to me.
So I do have a stealth for another turn, but now I have to make sure I try to provoke the carrot so that she doesn't get her S3 off next turn, because it should be up.
Northern wind, grant us strength.
Shall I have a go? Shall we begin?
That is not ideal. Okay, if I provoke carrot, I don't think I can though, right? 'Cause she has the barrier. Yeah,
I will guide you
that
through the
sucks.
light.
I think if I provoked the carrot there, I would have won. But she's gonna just wipe my team here, unless I get a lucky hit on her. I basically have to hit carrot twice here, but you'll see. I think I'll get another S3 after, I'm not too sure. I think if Crow dies, I might not get it. Oh yeah, I do get another S3. So I have to pray this hits the carrot and it kills her, but I don't think it will. It does hit the carrot and crit. Oh. Oh.
Let's advance together.
Landy is kind of crazy. Just wins against the counter somehow. Oh, that's yeah. You hate to see it. Like, you don't want to be this guy. That's kind of sad. I would be like, I would be so sad. But you know, I guess that was a good game. I got kind of lucky by critting the carrot at the end, but just keep in mind it is a 50-50, right? So I did miss like the first two, I think. So I guess it did come down to it in the end. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my Landy showcase and review, guys. I hope you can see that she's pretty OP in PvP, and let me tell you, even though I didn't showcase her in PvE, guys, she is just as OP in PvE. So make sure you pull for her when she comes out. She's a must pull. Out of all the banners that have been running lately in the past like month, Landy is definitely by far the best. I think she's better than Tamarin banner in my opinion, especially if you don't have her. So make sure you pull this unit if you can. I'm not saying, you know, it's worth wailing for if you don't have the bookmarks, but this is a candidate where you kind of like want to pull her because she's just good in both PvE and PvP, like broken. So yeah, I hope this video helped you guys out a lot, and I will see you guys next video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It helps my channel out a lot, and peace.